Folks, you see this picture? This is the face of Jefferson Beauregard Sessions. And for those of you who are used to seeing this, you better get used to seeing this. This is a picture of some Mary Jane, some herb, better known as marijuana. And this is the picture of the person that's going to be responsible for enforcing the federal marijuana laws. Now, yesterday at a news conference, Sean Spicer was asked a question regarding marijuana and the enforcement of the federal marijuana laws. Well, Mr. Spicer gave us a heads up. He stated that Jeff Sessions is interested primarily in enforcing all federal laws, including laws regarding the illegality of marijuana. Now, he was further pressed and asked about the use of medical marijuana versus recreational marijuana. Well, of course, Mr. Spicer stated that Donald Trump has a heart, and he recognizes the medicinal purposes of medical marijuana in its prescription for issues dealing with pain. But as far as recreational marijuana is concerned, that is the scourge of the nation. He referenced the increase in the use of opioids and indicated that marijuana is within the same classification, obviously, of opioids, and that all drugs that are not medically necessary or prescribed need to be wiped out as far as its usage or their usages in America. So, folks, for all of you states that have answered the call of your voters and residents about the medicinal use of marijuana, and I don't know all of them, but pretty much Washington, Oregon, California are three of the states. I believe there are several Midwestern states that have legalized the use of recreational marijuana. The Department of Justice is now going to view you people as criminals and subject to arrest, even though you are not violating any of your state laws. And in particular, you have the approval of your state in order to use recreational marijuana. As far as Jeff Sessions is concerned, your state laws are bullshit. Now, that flies in the face of Donald Trump and his crew, stating that they believe that states' rights are ultimately important and they don't want to step on state rights when it comes to things such as bathroom laws, etc. But in this particular case, they have no problem stepping on states' rights when it comes to arresting and prosecuting people who are operating within their state laws in their use of marijuana for recreational purposes. So, is this going to come down to the Supreme Court? Because if it is, and with the new Supreme Court justice to be installed within a short period of time, where do you think the Supreme Court is going to come down as far as the use of recreational marijuana is concerned? I'm pretty much thinking that these holy rollers, these holier than thou people who have never publicly used marijuana, but more than likely smoked a little marijuana when they were in college, if for nothing else, to experiment, they are going to tell you that marijuana is a no-no and you are going to do pokey time. I mentioned pokey time. Interesting that Mr. Sessions has now invalidated the order from President Obama instructing all federal prisons to re-up with the private prison industry. Now, if they re-up with the private prison industry, there are cells that need to be filled. More than likely, they're going to fill those cells with black people who smoke marijuana. Some, and I do say some, white people that smoke marijuana. Obviously, the retailers of marijuana are going to be looking at federal charges. Then you're going to fall back to the illegal residents in this country that there is going to be no mass deportation of. So if they snatch up all of these people, where are they going to put them? Obviously, the private prison industry is waiting with open arms to receive these people. Folks, you need to connect the dots. You need to connect the dots. Mr. Law and Order President Donald Trump is telling you that he is going to broker no violation of any law, whether the people disagree with the law and with him or not. Attorneys are going to be going into hyperdrive and collecting mega fees as far as their defense. And people of means will be able to get out of this. But people without means are going to be shit out of luck. Marijuana is just another vehicle for people to be arrested and convicted for, to obtain a criminal record so that their rights, i.e., and specifically voting rights, are going to be taken away from them. Because if you're not aware of it, there are a lot of states throughout the country where if you are a convicted felon, you lose your right to vote either for a short-term period of time or permanently. Look that one up for yourself as far as the restoration of voting rights for felons. I can tell you for a fact that if you are convicted in Florida of a felony, you will permanently lose your right to vote, whereas other states are more lenient and give you anywhere from a 2 to a 5 year waiting period in order to get that right reinstated. There are some states that as soon as you serve your time, make whatever restitution you're required to make, you are instantaneously allowed to vote again. Fascist state? I don't know. You know, people jump up and down when they hear the word fascist, but in my opinion, that is becoming more and more the call that I'm willing to make as far as what's going on in this country. So again, if you play with that, this guy is going to play with you.